Listen up, Broncos country. If you think this game against the Chargers is going to be just another afternoon at Mile High, you're completely wrong. What I discovered in the last 48 hours will make you understand why today could be the day that defines our 2025 season. And there's a detail involving our defense that nobody is talking about. But it could be the key to destroying Justin Herbert's perfect offense. Stay with me because the next few minutes are going to completely change how you see this Denver Broncos team. Man, I'm going to be straight with you. After watching that performance against the Colts, I got a knot in my throat. Not because of the loss. Losses are part of football. But because of what I saw between the lines, in the details that ESPN and NFL Network didn't show you. First secret that's going to blow up the Chargers. Our offensive line finally understands Sean Payton's system. Guys, did you see last week's stats? The Denver Broncos were the second most explosive offense in the league in Week 2, behind only the Detroit Lions. This isn't a coincidence. Bo Nix is no longer that nervous rookie we saw against the Seahawks. The kid is growing with every snap, and the chemistry with Courtland Sutton is reaching that level that makes defensive coordinators lose sleep. But here's what nobody is talking about. Mike McGlinchey finally found his rhythm. This guy came from San Francisco carrying a heavy reputation, and now he's proving why he's worth every penny of his contract. Last week, our offensive line allowed only 2 pressures in 35 pass attempts. That's elite numbers, folks. And there's more. Javonte Williams is running with an aggression I haven't seen since 2021. It seems like the injury is finally behind him, and he's playing with that hunger to prove he's still the RB1. We all know he can be. Second devastating secret, Nick Bonitto is 3 sacks away from breaking the franchise pressure record for the first 3 weeks. Man, I know people were upset with the defensive performance against Indianapolis, but you're seeing the forest and missing the trees. Nick Bonitto is on another level completely. The guy has 15 quarterback pressures this season, more than 3 entire NFL teams. Micah Parsons, who Bonitto is rewriting the record books, and it's not just him. Jonathan Cooper is playing like a 10-year veteran. Their duo is creating a nightmare for any offensive line in the league. The Chargers lost Khalil Mack, and that changes everything in the balance of this division. I'll tell you something I discovered talking to people close to the team. Vance Joseph completely adjusted our defensive strategy after the game against the Colts. What you're going to see today has nothing to do with what the Chargers are prepared to face. Third, secret that will make Jim Harbaugh pull his hair out. Pat Surtain, too, studied every move Justin Herbert made in the last 2 years. Guys, our CB1 is special. But what you don't know is that Pat Surtain spent the entire offseason studying specifically Herbert. Not all quarterbacks, only Herbert. He knows where the guy is going to throw the ball before Herbert himself decides. And there's a technical detail here that will blow you away. Herbert has a 73% completion rate when throwing to the left side, but only 51% to the right side when pressured. Guess who's going to be glued to Keenan Allen the entire game? Guess which side of the field our pass rush is going to attack without mercy? Now I'm going to talk about something that's getting me goosebumps with excitement. Do you remember the last time we played at SoFi Stadium? December 2023, we won 16-9, and you know why? Because we discovered the Chargers' Achilles heel. Their defense is good. I'll give them that credit. Derwin James is playing at an all-pro level, and the secondary is causing problems for everyone. But they have one fatal weakness that nobody has been able to exploit yet. Running up the middle. Here's what I discovered analyzing tape. When you force the Chargers to defend runs through the A-gap and B-gap consecutively, their defense crumbles. They're built to stop long passes and runs to the outside. But running up the middle? Javonte Williams is going to have a field day, and there's another detail that makes me confident. Sean Payton has never lost 2 straight games to the same defensive coordinator. Never. In 20 years of career. Khalil Mack isn't going to play, and that means our offensive line can finally implement those misdirection plays that Payton loves. But here's the plot twist nobody expected. Bo Nix is about to have the game of his life. And I'm going to explain why with numbers that will make you believe Herbert is too neo, right? Everyone talking about him being an MVP candidate, that the Chargers found the formula. But, this is a huge but, He still hasn't faced a defense that can pressure consistently for 4 quarters. The Denver Broncos defense, even with the problems against Indy, is still top 3 in sacks per game. And when Herbert gets pressured, his numbers plummet 40%. The completion rate drops from 78% to 47%. QBR from 94.2 to 58.1. You want to know why I'm so confident? Because this is exactly the type of game Sean Payton designed this team to win. Guys, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. This isn't just another AFC West game. This is the game that defines whether we're contenders or just another 500 team. The Chargers could take a big lead in the division by beating the Broncos. 3-0, all 3 against division opponents, would give them a solid path to the division championship. That cannot happen. Not on our watch, but here's why I'm more optimistic than I've been all year. Russell Wilson broke the ice. I know, Bo Nix is our quarterback, but Russ's presence in the quarterback room is doing wonders for the rookie's development. Bo is learning things that would normally take years to master. The chemistry is clicking. Courtland Sutton is finally healthy and motivated. Jerry Jeudy may have left, but that opened space for Marvin Mims Jr. to explode. And Tim Patrick? The man is playing like every snap is the last of his career. Our defense is hungry. Yes, we had problems against Indy, but you know what that caused? Anger, a controlled anger, channeled. Nick Bonito is training like an animal. Pat Surtain is studying film like it's a college final exam. Alex Singleton is leading this defense like a war general. And there's something the analysts aren't mentioning. Mile-high advantage travels. Our crowd will be present at SoFi Stadium. Broncos country knows no geographical boundaries. Before I reveal the final prediction that will leave you jaw-dropped, I need to ask a question. Do you really believe in this team? Because I'm seeing signs that this could be the year we return to the playoffs for the first time since 2015. If you're feeling the same energy, subscribe to the channel now. Because what I'm going to say in the next few minutes about our secret strategy against Herbert will make you understand why this game is the turning point of our season. And leave in the comments, which Broncos player is going to be the X factor today? I have my answer, but I want to know if you're seeing the same thing I am. Guys, it's time for me to tell you what's really happening behind the scenes. Sean Payton made a radical change to the game plan after the game against Indianapolis. A change so drastic that even some team veterans were surprised. He completely abandoned the system he brought from New Orleans. Completely. And you know what he implemented? A hybrid system that mixes Denver's mentality with New Orleans' precision. It's like he finally understood that he can't force an identity. He has to work with the identity this team already has. Bo Nix isn't going to try to be Drew Brees today. He's going to be Bo Nix version 2.0. In this version, it's deadly. Here are the numbers nobody's reporting. In third down situations, Bo Nix has a 67% completion rate when playing in the pocket, but 89% when using bootleg or rollout. Guess what our primary strategy is going to be today? And there's one more bomb. Javonte Williams is 100% healthy for the first time since 2021. 100%. Not 95%, not almost there. 100%. And when Javonte is 100%, he's one of the 5 best running backs in the league. Period. The epic finale. You've been waiting for my final prediction. Denver Broncos 28, Los Angeles Chargers 17. And I'm going to explain exactly how this is going to happen. First quarter, slow start for both teams. Field goals. Denver 3, LAC 3. Second quarter, Bo Nix connects with Courtland Sutton for the first touchdown. Chargers respond with Herbert Allen. Denver 10, LAC 10 at halftime. Third quarter, this is where the magic happens. Nick Bonito strip sack on Herbert. We recover in the red zone. Javonte Williams 3-yard touchdown. Denver 17, LAC 10 fourth quarter, Pat Surtain interception. Bo Nix to Tim Patrick, 18 yards, touchdown. Chargers kick a garbage time field goal. Final Denver 24, LAC 13. Wait, I said 28-17. The other 4 points? Safety. Justin Herbert is going to take a sack in his own end zone, trying to escape pressure from Bonito and Cooper. Broncos 28, Chargers 17. But there's one last thing I need to say. This game is going to mark the moment when Bo Nix stops being a rookie and becomes an NFL quarterback. You're going to remember this game for the rest of your life. You're going to tell your children about the day you saw the future of the Denver Broncos born at SoFi Stadium. And there's a final secret I discovered yesterday. Sean Payton is saving a special play for this game, a play he developed specifically to exploit the Chargers' defense. He's only used this play once in his career, in the 2010 Super Bowl against Indianapolis. It was a touchdown. Guys, this is our moment. This is the game that defines whether we're contenders or if we're going to watch the playoffs from home another year. If you believe like I believe, subscribe to the channel now, because on Monday I'm going to make a special video analyzing every play of this historic victory. Share this video with every Broncos fan you know, because they need to know that today isn't just another Sunday. Today is the day the Denver Broncos came back for real, and leave in the comments which moment of the game moved you the most. Because I guarantee, after today, you're going to have a lot to celebrate. Broncos country, let's ride. Mile high until death. Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and this entire team are about to prove that 2025 is our year. And it all starts today in Los Angeles. See you in the end zone, Broncos country.